academic team, an often unrecognized extracurricular activity, has been successfully representing Springford in competition for 20 years. This club simulates Team Jeopardy with 4 to 5 people on each team. 2 teams are asked questions pertaining to math, history, science, English, literature, and grammar. In competition against other local high schools, there are regular rounds and faster-paced lightning rounds. Practicing every Tuesday and Thursday after school, the 20 students that participate on the academic team use old questions and books to prepare for their competitions. If you're interested in the academic team, Mrs. Rupert has some good advice. They're interested in joining.
You don't have to
The academic team, an often unrecognized extracurricular activity, has been successfully representing Springford in competition for 20 years. This club simulates Team Jeopardy with 4 to 5 people on each team. 2 teams are asked questions pertaining to math, history, science, English, literature, and grammar. In competition against other local high schools, there are regular rounds and faster-paced lightning rounds. Practicing every Tuesday and Thursday after school, the 20 students that participate on the academic team use old questions and books to prepare for their competitions. If you're interested in the academic team, Mrs. Rupert has some good advice.
They're interested in joining. You don't have to be the smartest person in your class. You have to like to challenge yourself, you have to like learning, and you have to know what you know. And so maybe a kid who's real smart might not hear the question as fast as another student and maybe don't buzz in, and sometimes the top kids aren't the best on the academic team. It's the kids who may be a little more extroverted or a little bit more ready to take a risk. And so, you know, anybody can be on the academic team. Just come to the practice and try it out and see if you like it.
Hi, I'm Paul O'Shaughnessy.
And I'm Josh O'Donnell.
And we're captains of the academic team.
Academic team is something that's been in school for a long time, and we have a whole lot of fun. We just actually have competitions on Wednesdays and stuff, practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the main gist of it is we answer questions because we're smart.
Kind of like Jeopardy.
Welcome to historic St. Peter's Village. The village is located in Warwick Township. First inhabited by the Lenape Indians, the land was taken over in the mid-1700s by the Nauer family. The population of the area in that time period was about 13,000 people. Its popularity began to grow during the Revolutionary War because of the need for workers in the mills and at the furnace. The furnace produced guns and cannons for Washington's army while they camped out in Valley Forge. Not only were people attracted to the area because of its working environments, people were attracted to its beauty as well. The land is overflowing with natural resources such as a large black granite quarry, iron ore, gold, silver, and copper mines. Not only did the black granite benefit this area, it was used to build the telephone and telegraph building in New York City, which still stands today. By the late 1800s, this village was thriving. It was the perfect time for an inn to be built. So at the end of the 19th century, Davis Nauer built a luxurious inn for people from all over the area to enjoy. People traveled to the area on both the Sow Belly Railroad and the Boarsback Railroad to visit the spas and enjoy the beautiful waterfalls. People preferred the Boarsback Railroad to the Sow Belly Railroad because of its smoother ride, and it had a better scenic route. Davis Nauer, the founder of the inn, built the inn because he wanted to add to the charm of the village. It soon became a popular place for the upper class to gather and relax.
The tourists came from Philadelphia, primarily from the Germantown area, that was a rather well-to-do area, and the people came also from Wilmington, which was also a rather well-to-do area. This was a beautiful inn, very exclusive, I understand, and expensive at the time. People came and walked the beautiful woods and enjoyed the landmarks of the area.
This inn is not only famous for its surroundings, but for its supernatural activity. This inn doesn't just have one ghost, but is known for being inhabited by three: a strolling woman, a crying baby, and Herbie, the gentle old man. These ghosts let people know that they are there by slamming doors, turning lights on and off, and occasionally allowing people to see them. The strolling woman has been known to suddenly appear on the deck overlooking the falls and staring at people through windows. She is said to have committed suicide in one of the upstairs rooms at the inn. The crying baby has been heard all throughout the inn by many different people. No one has ever seen it, but many people have heard its mysterious cries. The gentle old man who is known to haunt the inn is named Herbie. During his life, he was a baker who worked in the village. His real name was Herb Hinkle. Herbie is known to haunt the inn because while he was alive, he lived at the inn and often gave children cookies. He was known by everyone as a nice man. Most people who claim to have seen the ghosts have seen them not only in the Black Granite Inn, but also in the surrounding towns as well. The area would not be the same without its supernatural friends. The inn stayed in the Nauer family until the 1960s. After Davis's death, his son, David J., took over the family business until his untimely accidental death. From there, Davis's grandchildren took over and restored the inn. After the restoration, the family decided to sell the inn to a bank. From there, the bank attempted to re-establish the already existing inn to a bar and restaurant. After this unsuccessful attempt, the bank decided to sell the inn to a small group of men led by Leonard Evans. Evans and his group turned the struggling inn into a general store, where they sold everything from tools to cakes. As you can see, this inn has been a handful of different things, but thanks to Stephen Nizio, it is now a successful bar and restaurant named the Black Granite Inn. The interior of the inn is just as beautiful as the exterior. As you enter, you see the grand staircase. The inn has a bar and dining room with a large painting of the French Creek Falls. In addition to that room, there are 3 more dining rooms, each with their own chandelier, and each are decorated to recreate that old inn feeling, complete with paintings from that time period. The basement of the inn was converted to a bar as well. People can watch sporting events and play pool. The inn is not only a restaurant, it has a few apartment units on the 2nd floor.
So over the years, many people owners have come and gone, but it remains a restaurant. My hope is that someday someone will certainly come along who can do justice to St. Peter's Village, especially to the inn. And as I look around today here, it is beautiful. These 2 rooms are beautiful. And I hope to come down and have dinner here over the holidays.
Normandy Farm, located in Whippane Township, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, is locally infamous for its white stucco-covered stone walls and prominent red and white gates. What was once a fully functional farm with technologically advanced barn and silos, built in 1875 by William Singerly, has been developed into a state-of-the-art conference center, banquet hall, and restaurant. William Singerly, a successful businessman from Philadelphia, became the 3rd owner when he bought the property in 1873, intending to use it as a country retreat. 2 years later, in 1875, Mr. Singerly built the immense barn which remains one of the largest on the East Coast. When William Singerly passed away in 1898, the farm's future remained uncertain.
Property passed hands a couple of times when it was eventually purchased by Ralph Beaver Strasburger, who married Mary Bourne, who's the daughter of Commodore Bourne, who at the time was the president of the Singer Sewing Machine Company. It is believed that their wedding present of $4 million went to purchase Normandy Farm, as well as 2 area newspapers. Now, Mr. Strasburger owned properties in France, and what he did was he added the red and white accents to the barn, and he named the property Normandy Farm after where he honeymooned in Normandy, France.
Mr. Strasburger also built the 3 silos used to store feed for his thoroughbred horses and Ayrshire cattle, and the white stucco walls which border the property today. Although Ralph Strasburger died in 1959, Normandy Farm remained in his family. In 1993, the property was sold to the Vistara Corporation, who parceled off the land to local developers. Finally, in 2000, the property was purchased by an affiliate of Hanson Properties, Inc., and what once was used as stables to house cattle opened in 2003 as Coleman Restaurant. The essence behind Coleman Restaurant is to reflect Normandy Farm's rich Pennsylvania culture and complement its atmosphere, offering home and country comfort food prepared with gourmet flair and style.
What we do Pennsylvania Dutch food with a twist, though. We take local ingredients, organic foods, very fresh ingredients, I might add, and we modernize it to suit the palate of people now. We have a soup that's very Amish. It's called a chicken and corn soup, and what they do, they use popcorn actually in the soup. And then, because when they were farmers, they try to use everything that they had.
In addition to Coleman Restaurant, Normandy Farm features two magnificent ballrooms. The Normandy Ballroom, Normandy Farm's largest banquet hall, was originally the tea section of the old barn. The original columns, which provided 128 years of support to the barn, have been enhanced with thick, rich wood. Totaling 6,100 square feet, the Normandy Ballroom has a 30-foot-high cathedral ceiling adorned with massive chandeliers, which contribute to the room's soft atmosphere. With accommodations for 400 guests, this room provides a full-access dance floor and is equipped with audiovisual equipment. A barn-length hallway leads from the Normandy Ballroom to the Silos Ballroom. The Silos Ballroom, located behind the Coleman Restaurant, features 3 renovated silos originally used to store grain for the cattle that it once housed. The ballroom is 3,000 square feet, accommodates 175 guests, and boasts 22-foot-high cathedral ceilings. The silos have been incorporated into the room, and the 3 separate alcoves are directly accessible off of the room's west wall. Chef Jim Coleman's TV show, Flavors of America, is also shot here. Each ballroom has its own private pre-function area that is tastefully decorated and offers direct access to its respective ballroom and private outdoor terrace. The pre-function areas are wonderful places for guests to enjoy cocktails and socialize before affairs such as weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, conferences, and other special occasions. Normandy Farm has undergone much growth and development since the late 1800s and shows no sign of stopping.
Normandy Farm's tagline is "History Continues," and the reason why we chose that tagline is during the farm's heyday, it was one of the most technologically advanced farms in the country, and still is one of the largest today. But the conference center, when it's built, will be one of the most technologically advanced conference centers in the area, if not the country, with its high-speed internet access and high-speed cabling run throughout the building, all of the connections, the power, the internet access, the cable access, and all the rooms throughout the facility.
An ardent sense of history, gourmet Pennsylvania Dutch cuisine, and exquisite accommodations can all be found at Normandy Farm.
In a small town called Nottingham, there lies a building named the Herr factory. It all began when a 21-year-old named James Stauffer bought a small-town potato chip company in Lancaster.
First started in 1946 when my father was working on a chicken farm for his dad. And he wanted to do something else because he enjoyed being around people more than being around chickens. He found this advertisement in the newspaper for a potato chip company that was for sale. It was called Verna's Potato Chip Company. The number of employees at Herr's is a little over 1,400, and the types of jobs vary. Probably the largest majority of our people, well, not probably, for sure, work in sales. We have 550 routes that are these trucks that you see on the road that are delivering product to the stores. So that's about a third of our people right there. And then, of course, we have to have support people that work in warehouses and delivering the product to them. And then we have 300 or 400 people that work in the manufacturing side of it. And then the rest of the people would, be in accounting, they would be in marketing, they would be in quality assurance, they would be in sanitation, they would be in, there's just a whole variety of jobs involved in that.
The potatoes are delivered by a big truck put on a platform and raised by a lever. The potatoes are then dropped onto a conveyor belt that takes the potatoes inside. Inside, the potatoes are washed, skinned, and peeled and made into different potato chips. The way the potato chips are made are by cutting them by a special machine and placed on a different conveyor belt. The thinly sliced potato chips go under a special light that takes pictures to see if the potato chips are good or bad. The bad ones are then shot onto a different conveyor belt to be thrown away. After they are done and hardened, the potato chips are then flavored. After they are packaged, they are put into the boxes and shipped to different places.
Per day, we make 833,000 bags of snacks. Out of that, 540,000 bags are potato chips. The visitor center came about because we were given tours through the factory, and I was out telling everybody and their brother about our tour, and we had more and more people coming through. And our insurance company said, this is really risky, taking people into the factory. They could slip, they could put things into the food. So you either need to stop your tours, limit the amount that you take, or build a visitor center. And Mr. Herr proposed that to me. He asked me which one of those I would think we should do. I had to think about it. It took me 3 seconds to answer, build a visitor center. We did that in 1989. We have over 100,000 visitors a year that come through here and take a factory tour Monday through Thursday, and on Fridays just 9 to noon. We have a lot of special events too that's all come about because of our visitor center.
I enjoy being in the family business, yes, very much so. It's fun to work with. We have, in our company, it's not this way in every family business, but in our company anyway, we have a very tight-knit family. So everyone gets along and enjoys working together.
When I started here, we had one chip line, one pretzel line. We had a lot of allied snacks that we don't make now. They were made by somebody else, and we started making them. So I've seen the company grow. We had 10 branches. We now have 23, and I think we've hired about 1,000 people since I've been here.
Our people enjoy their work. They enjoy the atmosphere. They feel like they work for a company that takes care of them. And so I would say that people, and focusing on people's needs and caring for employees is what gives Herr's a competitive advantage in the marketplace.
Located in Limerick off of Ridge Pike, Limerick Bowling Alley has been a mainstay of family fun for almost 50 years. Over its long history, Limerick has adapted to the changing times, installing state-of-the-art AMF computer scoring units to all of its 48 lanes, replacing the hand scoring method. Also, Limerick has met the demand of the people, having gone through 3 renovations to install more lanes for the ever-growing sport. Just last year, Limerick has also added a sports bar and grill. The original bar and restaurant, the next door, burnt down in the late 1980s and early 1990s.
We started coming to Limerick Bowl about 35 or 38 years ago with a couples league. We bowled the 3rd Saturday of every month. We were just young married couples, and we loved it.
The lanes were originally built in 1959. They've had 3 renovations here, putting on 8 lanes at each time. The professional bowling tours here for years, back in the late 60s and the early 70s. They haven't had any here for a few years. I personally, myself, I saw Mr. Steve Cook, Mark Roth, and Earl Anthony here. Our current house record for a single three-game series is 863. We had one guy here that was bowling, and we like to have some fun around here. He threw his ball down the lane. When his ball went down to the ball return, we actually took his ball out and put a brand new ball in. The brand new ball did not have any holes in it for his fingers. When it came back up to him, he picks up the ball and he's standing there looking around at it, trying to figure what happened. The mechanic and myself were standing down back laughing, of course. There was nobody in the house at that time. He picks up the ball, he's turning around, and he takes his hand and goes like this and tries to put his hand on the ball. At that time, we start roaring. Of course, he could hear us by then. So.
Then we joined the senior league, and when we first came, we had to keep our own score. Now, then they got computers. We don't have to keep our own score. Now they figure out our averages. Our handicap is done for us.
Right now, we have, as we said, the 48 lanes of AMF, computerized scoring, the bumper bowling. We have 10 billiard tables, a redemption arcade. We've added on a sports bar and grill that's a full-service sit-down kind of dining experience, and also a bowling and billiards pro shop.
In 1983, they held the Players' Championship in which Steve Cook won. There's been many faces seen throughout its history at the lanes, whether they make a living at the alley or are new to the area. Limerick Bowling Alley has welcomed many with open arms. They have seen many different leagues extending from young children to the older divisions, going from less than 100 league bowlers when they first started to over 2,300 now. The future for Limerick looks to be a great one, with hopes of bringing in new customers, whether it be in a league, parties, its global, or just the bowling. In the near future, Limerick hopes to bring the PBA back to Limerick. So the next time you're around the area, stop in at Limerick Bowl and bowl a game or two.
They were all wood. Now they're basically synthetic.
away. I need your arms to hold me now. The night's so unkind. Bring back those nights when I held you beside me. Unbreak my heart. Say you love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Uncry these tears. I've cried so many nights. Unbreak my heart. Say the word goodbye. Bring back the joy to my life. Don't leave me here with these tears. Come and kiss this pain away. I can't forget the day you left. Time is so unkind. Life is so cruel without you here beside me. Unbreak my heart. Say you love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Uncry these tears. I cried so many nights. Unbreak my heart. Don't leave me in all this pain. Don't leave me out in the rain. Bring back the nights when I held you beside me. One break my heart. Say you love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Uncry these tears. I cried so many, many nights. Unbreak my heart. Oh baby, come back and say you love me. Unbreak my heart, sweet darling. Without you, I just can't go.
Well, now, don't you tell me to smile. You speak around and make it what you want. What numbers beyond what you can dial.
Limerick going full steam. Too sweet to be sour, too nice to be me. When on the talk guy style, I'm not too keen. Trying to change the world, I'm a plotting scheme. Mario C likes to keep it clean. Wanna shine like gay so theme. Fun rapping 'cause that's my dream. Change it more deep or stick it to me. Yeah, when it comes to envy, all is green. Jealous of the rhyme and the rhyme routine. Another dimension, new galaxy. Intergalactic planetary.